What's up, people? And so I just want to say that I am making this video with a relatively heavy heart. And only reason why I'm making this video is because I'm going to treat this video as if it's my last one. And I don't know if it will be, but I really want to speak on what's on my heart right now. I never really let anybody get close to me, close enough to know that I mourn for the world. I mourn for the world extremely on intense levels. It doesn't allow for me to enjoy too much of anything. Almost everything that I would do or that the typical person would do for enjoyment, I do for therapy. And I've been battling depersonalization for the past 3 months. It's a very alienating thing. It's it's something that makes me feel very much lonely, whether I'm surrounded by people or by myself. And I used to get a lot of strength from being alone, and I still do. But now when I found myself alone, I just wonder, like, when does this all end? The longer you live, the more suffering you have to endure, more suffering you have to overcome, the more surprises, and I really hate surprises. And yet, I found myself afraid to die. And so many people my age and younger, I've lost a best friend, I've lost a couple guys now, have died. And even if I die at 70, I'm afraid. And sure, a lot of people say, oh, well, death comes for all of us. Enjoy life, live it up. I understand that. Trust me, I do. But for now, probably temporarily, I've lost my ability. I lost my longing for joy. I don't want joy. I don't want to make anybody else's life worse. I don't know what I want. I want answers. I spent a great deal of my life being a philosopher and self-loathing and enduring so much pain by myself while kind of keeping a mask so nobody could really see what's going on. And I tell you what, it's become a part of me. And as many times as I spoke out against, the mundane aspects of life and spoke out against people who are superficial, doing basic things every day after work, I kind of envy it. I really do. Hey, what's up, Dave? And so, I can't say that this will be the last video that I ever make, but if it is, I need you to know that priorities priorities matter and your legacy matters. And for the many good people in this world who actually still want to be here, who actually want to make something out of themselves, who are ambitious, give them the tools and never let them feel like they have to go at it alone. Especially if you are one of those people who you kind of gave up on the fight. You kind of gave up on your ambitions. But then give everything you have left to the people who are still here. Because once you've given up on this world around you, Well, I guess it's best to start preparing for uh, nothing but your legacy, and your legacy has nothing to do with you. It's called legacy for a reason. Legacies are something. It's something that lives on, and I don't sit around waiting. Wondering when it is going to be my time to go. But it's not enough to bet on the fact that I'll likely wake up tomorrow. It's not enough. It's because eventually that'll no longer be true. Eventually, I'm going to lose that bet in this life, and I have such a stronghold to the physical. I know that I must be something deeper than this, something greater than this flesh, but this flesh does hurt and it does mourn. It does feel pain. I feel the pain. And I definitely want some relief. So, and I've noticed this many times that when great things happen, I don't even feel I don't even feel joyous. I mean, I put $12,000 in my bank in the past week. $12,000. It would have been more, but I gambled the rest. Uh, yeah. What's up, YC? So, yeah, and thank you. I haven't been keeping up too much with what's going on in the world. I kind of have, but I just don't know what you're referring to. I spoke on it in one of my previous live streams, the global reset. That's definitely underway. We start to see that progress more and more and more. Uh, that's going to be quite the show. But I get consumed. I get consumed easily. Then I get stressed and I can't sleep or eat well. So I've been kind of trying to take a little step back, trying to focus on what to do next because it would appear that I'm going to be here for a while. I can't say that I feel deflated, but the motivation is gone. It's gone too soon. Now, this is not me saying that I'm going to waste away, but man, I really have no desire to go after what most people are going after. I don't know. That thing has died in me, you know? And what are these things? Rising up the corporate ladder. I actually have a hard time believing anybody still wants that, but people do. Rising up the corporate ladder, you know, being a part of some special group, um, being noticed, all those things that I kind of wanted. I don't even think I want those things anymore. You know, I want to see my child happy, but I do, as I've said before, I do have a bit of survivor's remorse. I just keep thinking about all those people who were living life best way they thought they could, best way they thought they should, and they get their children snatched away from them. And I feel even more so for those children, the amount of torture they endured and still are enduring. It's too much, man. People say, "Oh, you're too negative. Be grateful. Focus on the good things in life." How could I do that? How? When I know what's going on in this world. Now, call me wrong, but now it's almost like to celebrate this life that I'm living, to have fun, to feel this great deal of joy, to feel happiness, feels like turning a blind eye to all this suffering. And somebody's gotta care. All right. Yeah, it's a real layup to say, of course I care about all this. What a tragedy, but what can you do? It's not enough. All right. It's not enough. Well, I mean, what could I do? I don't know. But what I can't do is turn a blind eye to the world's suffering. The world run by, or was ran by, or will be run by people who had the power to make all of this suffering end, but they were a part of it. Hey, what's up? And what's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in, man. I uh I needed an outlet tonight for exactly how I'm feeling, and I'll likely write this in my journal. But tonight, I because lately I've been kind of slower with putting out these videos. I lost a bit of steam because to me there isn't too much that matters. Obviously I could talk about semen retention, and I could talk about the relationships and all this philosophical stuff, but I really want to see what's to come in this world around me. I really want to see it. Big things were promised. Big things were spoken of. Big things were said to have been happening behind closed doors that are supposed to come to light. And we need to see this. We really do. I can't speak on every individual but me. I found myself imprisoned. Now, I don't know if it's the depersonalization or it's just simply I've aged extremely fast. I remember back in 2012, 2014, and things like that, feeling like, man, I feel extremely old. And it's a matter of perspective, but when you get like that, just like old people, just like a lot of old people, you get stuck in your ways. It's like you done seen it all. It's like you done seen too much. And so it's like nothing surprises you. Nothing surprises you. But at the same time, every little negative surprise takes a little bit more away from you. And this is the suffering that I've felt for others. People who I wasn't even all that close to. I've lost some people close to me, but it hasn't even begun yet. Now, and obviously, this would be one of those moments where I say, "Oh, knock on wood," I don't want to jinx myself or whatever, but it's inevitable. It really does get worse, and we have more to overcome, and it just keeps going until we're done. It really does. And so when I think about that thing in particular, it really does make me question why I should even try. And I guess it's for the people like my daughter who don't quite have the eyes to see what I see. And maybe she'll grow up, and when she's my age, 29, 30, she can live in a world where she doesn't have to see things like this. I mean, there'll always be suffering, but hopefully not enough suffering to take the joy out of her. Because naturally, you would think, and for a lot of you, I mean, I feel like it's a natural reaction to when you experience pain so much. When good things happen, it's just like heaven. It's like heaven on earth. It could be the smallest thing. Somebody buying you donuts or coffee or whatever, a raise, I don't know, a new girlfriend, whatever it is, a new game. But for me, I guess I experienced so much negativity that when good things happen, I it's like I'm watching a movie. I remember I used to be so excited to like and ambitious to have just have the option to do whatever I want to do. Like me right now, I could hop on a plane tomorrow and go the other side of the country if I wanted to. You know, you know, buying video games. Just my eyes would light up. And I've been buying new video games like hell lately. I bought that new game, by the way, yesterday, Ghost of Tsushima. It's really good. But man, to the point that I made when I first started this video, it's less for joy and more for therapy. It's all therapy. And that's what I mean when I say I kind of put myself into a prison. It's one of those times where I just let it all go and I don't know what I want to do next. I really don't know. I have my whole life ahead of me. I have all the resources I need at this moment. Exactly what I was dying for, exactly what I was wishing for, and I have it now. And I have to go back to the drawing board, admittedly, to figure out what more I actually want out of this life. What do I want to do? I've been working on my body. I've been working on my mind. But what's next? And when I get like this, also sometimes I think, okay, you're talking like somebody and you're thinking like somebody who's on their way out by way of suicide or just some other unforeseen events. But I can feel it. I can feel the time running out. I can feel the sand hitting the bottom of the glass. And when I get like this, I say, okay, now it's time for you to spill your guts. Now it's time for you to say everything that's ever mattered to you. Now it's time to lay it all on the line so people don't have to question because you're leaving the answers. Too many people die with all the answers inside of them, thinking that they will live to old age and tell it all. But if you would ever be so kind as to go through my whole catalog, everything I put out on this YouTube channel, 300 and maybe 60 videos, I don't know. This was my journal. In fact, I want to make it even more intimate than that. This is my diary. This is my diary, and that's why this one right here feels like my last. It really does. It probably won't be, but it just feels like it. Feels like the last. Like this feels like something that comes out right before I go. And even though everything's pretty much firing on all cylinders, my life is pretty good, man. I'm in a dark place. I'm in a very dark place. It's weird, man, because I've overcome so much. Thank you. Thank you, Travis. Um, but that's it, man. Uh, I guess a lot of you guys, you want to hear more about what's going on in this world as far as the child trafficking, what's coming, Nasera, Jacera, what changes are coming. Are things going to be as dark as they were foreseen? Are things going to be as dark as they were predicted? I will say, fortunately, no. Things won't be as dark as it was predicted. Luckily, because people actually did something about it on the back end, and may not look like it, but we are starting to see those benefits, and hopefully the veil will be lifted. We get a fresh start, 2021, and a lot of you guys start enjoying life a little bit more. Hopefully, myself as well. Um, so, and very shortly, or very soon, if I don't forget, I'm gonna ask you on the community what you want to hear me talk about. But and also feel free to share with me some of the things that you've been uncovering as far as the what's going on in the world. You know, because I do get somewhat excited about these things, but it's a waiting game. Uh, 2020, I found this is hindsight speaking, but I found that 2020 was all about planting seeds and being patient, reinventing yourself, cutting off the dead weight, cutting yourself, breaking free from toxicity, and I found myself in a very toxic space, and because of it, I was greatly compromised, and so now I've been 3 months sober. So I am proud of that, and that's just how it's got to be. I don't really, I would like to say I don't even have a choice anymore. I have to be sober. I made some very fucked up decisions in my life, and I'm lucky that I'm still alive. I almost died and almost went to jail. And but I'm on the FBI watch list, but I guess they'll leave me alone for now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's best that I stay sober, and especially because of all the reasons why I chose not to be sober. And I just, for the life of me, couldn't find myself going to any place without being. Thank you, thank you. I couldn't go any place without being drunk, without being among the first ones drunk. And if I'm gonna stay alive, drunk and high, but if I'm going to stay alive, I want to get more out of it. I want to be a better example for my child. You know, uh, I never want to. I never want my child to grow up and say that she she never had a father around, or her father was a piece of shit or whatever. I don't want that, because that would really hurt me. And that's one thing that really just I honestly, I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I'm in my child's life every day, pretty much. And I just want to be there. That means a lot to me, a lot for me as somebody who grew up without a father or a father figure, because it's tough. It's tough when you grow up without a father and a father figure. You know, if you've been through that, you'd be quick to point that out. It's just another thing that you have to overcome. And and because of that, that really does take suicide off the table. So nobody will have to worry about me in that regard. Is that I have to, no matter how I feel, I signed up for this. I knew the type of world I was bringing this girl into, and I'm not going to be the reason why she grows up without a father. All right? Put that burden on somebody else, but it's not going to be on me. It's not going to be on my soul. And with that being said, maybe the next time you hear from me, I won't be as gloom, but I'm sad tonight. Everything is making me emotional. It really is. I'm having maybe I shouldn't be watching anything on Showtime, or I don't know. My eyes keep getting very watery. Feel very emotional today. Want to do something meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Want to do something meaningful. But when I go to look to do something meaningful, I realize that nothing I do for myself is gratifying. It doesn't bring me any satisfaction. So I need to start thinking about what I can do for others. I said that, well, yeah, I said that I would try to volunteer to help bring some of these girls and these women back. And I have to admit I didn't follow through on my end of the bargain. I need to try harder. For all I know, maybe they've already been rescued, but naturally, or as you could imagine, they need their privacy. This is something that just can't be under the public eye right now. But it's my hope. I'm always hoping for the best case scenario when it comes to something like this. But if if there is justice to be served, and I would just love to be a small part of it. I really would. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Feeling like I'm actually making a difference. Because in my everyday life, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. It's crazy sometimes. It doesn't even. I know 1,800 subscribers. That's not a lot compared to 100,000, a million, 10 million subscribers. But to have 1,800 subscribers and in your regular world, you're just like nothing, like a fly on the wall. It's just crazy. It almost doesn't even feel like it's me. In my everyday life, I'm nothing special. You know, people closest to me, they can go however long without hearing from me, and that's it. Nobody's missing out on anything when I'm not around. And maybe I internalized that too. I'm not the life of the party. I don't get invited anywhere. My brothers don't invite me anywhere. And I find myself alone a lot, obviously. And like I said. But one thing I started pondering is that maybe this is how it was meant to be, because I do powerful things when I'm alone. I do my best thinking and my best creating and I'm my best at generating energy when I am alone. Is this my life? Is this is the monk mode for me? I have to commit. I have to commit because after all, no matter in the physical realm or in society or just in this body alone in general, I am a passenger. I'm just a passenger on my way from point A to B to E to Z. And then it's over. The best thing that I can do, even when I doubt myself, even when I've lost my zest or my lust for life, is to do exactly what I'm doing right now. And that's to keep planting these seeds and leave myself behind. I can't take this with me, but I can leave it here. And and I think that's better because I get sick of myself. So I just try to throw myself up, just get out of me. And with that being said, thank you all for listening to me talk for the past 30 minutes. I love you. Best wishes, man. Keep hope alive. Keep planting seeds. Keep fighting, man. Fight for the person next to you. Don't back down.